Now, I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Denzel Washington's Remember the Titans is the kind of feel-good sports movie people rewatch for the speeches, the soundtrack, and that rush of underdog momentum that never gets old. But it also has a fan base that loves playing detective, because once you've seen the story a few times, your eyes start drifting to the background, the props, and the quick football cuts where tiny slip-ups can sneak through. In this video, we're taking a closer look at several of the most talked about mistakes, continuity errors, and blink and you miss it bloopers from Remember the Titans, including the famous Sunshine throw that still has people arguing about what really happened in that shot. Sunshine's off-target dart.
Well, I met Coach Tabor. He won't let blacks play on his team. The way I see it, if these boys can fight a war together, they can play football together. Now, he's a pretty good runner.
Yeah, fruitcake, huh?
I think we can find a place for you, boy.
Sunshine's first big entrance includes a long throw that seems to nail Gerry in the back like a perfectly aimed message. On a normal watch, it plays as clean and confident. In the wider view, the ball appears to drift a couple of feet to the side, like it's going to miss. That is where the wait, what starts. The next cut brings a closer angle where the ball suddenly connects. The problem is the contact looks oddly soft for a throw that traveled that far. Together, it feels like two angles from different takes that do not match perfectly. The scene stays in the final cut, so viewers get to spot the seam. Alan and Blue swap places.
They're gonna put me in the movies.
Huh?
They're gonna make a big
Yes.
star out of me.
This one. I mean, I don't even have to ask, but
We'll make
I will.
a film about a
What do you think of
man
this one?
that's sad and lonely.
Does the term cruel and unusual punishment mean anything to you?
In that same throw sequence, two teammates create a second continuity puzzle. As the ball is flying, Alan and Blue can be seen behind Gerry watching it arrive. When the throw hits and the reaction plays, those two appear in front of Gerry instead, turning and laughing. It's a quick shift, but it is real. This usually happens when a scene is covered from multiple positions and the blocking changes slightly between setups. Everyone thinks it'll cut together smoothly. The result is a tiny teleportation gag the movie did not intend. Once you catch it, you start watching the background as much as the ball. The crash helmet reveal. Gerry's accident is staged with real danger, and the film briefly shows the aftermath right after the truck hits. That quick glimpse is where the reveal lives. Some viewers point out you can see a stunt driver in the seat. Even more noticeable, a black motorcycle helmet flashes in the damaged car. It is practical safety on a risky day of filming, but it clashes with the story's realism in that moment. The helmet looks modern and unmistakable. Because the shot is so brief, many people miss it the first time. On rewatches, it becomes the first thing they look for. Two modern helmets.
The Titans take the field with time to run one final play for the state championship.
The movie is set in 1971, but several Titans helmets look newer than that era. Some designs are often associated with later decades. Even if you can't identify exact models from fast cuts, the shapes and face masks can read modern. That visual vibe matters in a period sports film. On top of that, some game sequences show face masks changing from shot to shot. A cage looks one way, then it looks slightly different. It's a classic continuity issue in sports coverage. You film over days, swap gear for safety or comfort, and tiny differences slip through. A 1972 song in 1971. There is a radio dedication moment that uses Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies to set the mood. It sounds perfect for the period. The trouble is the story's focused on the 1971 season, while the song's release is commonly cited as February 1st, 1972. That's a year too late. Most viewers will never notice because the track still feels early 70s. The vibe lands even if the calendar does not. For date checkers, it's an instant flag. Once you know, the song becomes a tiny time traveler hiding in plain sight. The score that changes.
Let's go, offense. Let's go.
Titans trail Marshall 7-3.
All Marshall has to do is hold on to the ball and they will be the state champions.
Sir, what are you trying to cheat my boys out the game?
15 more yards.
Listen, let them play, ref. Let them play. Let them play. Let the boys play. Cheetah. Coach, come on. Cheetah.
In a playoff matchup, the Titans go into halftime down 10-0. The locker room energy is built around that hole. Then the game resumes, and the announced score is suddenly 7-3. That's not a small typo, it's a different game state. This kind of error can come from props, reshoots, or a script change that left one detail behind. Sports numbers are surprisingly easy to scramble. The scene still works emotionally, but the math does not. Football fans tend to spot it immediately. The away announcer problem. One win is presented like a road game, with the scoreboard suggesting the Titans are the visiting team. That should change how the stadium sounds. Yet, the PA announcer celebrates the Titans with proud home team excitement. It feels like the voice belongs to a Titans-friendly crowd. Audio can be reused across multiple sequences, and that can create a mismatch between what you hear and what you see. The movie keeps the hype. It's a fun reminder that sound sells reality. The announcer's joy makes the win feel bigger, even if the setting says otherwise. Fumbles, you cannot advance.
Oh my gosh. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. No. What? Cheryl, what's wrong? No, I can't. Cheryl. No, it's too bad. Not now.
What is wrong with you? Why are you fumbling my football?
My blockers were built.
Your blockers? Your blockers ain't got nothing to do with you holding the ball. Did your blockers fumble the football or did you fumble the football?
I did, sir.
All right. How many feet are in a mile? How many feet are in a mile? 5,280 feet. You pick this ball up, you run every one of them.
The film shows fumble recoveries being scooped and run for major yardage. It's great cinema, and it makes defenses look heroic. But in 1971, high school rules did not allow the recovering team to advance a fumble. The play should end where the ball is recovered. Related complaints pop up about direction, too. In at least one sequence, coverage makes it look like a Titan runs the ball the wrong way. Filming football is messy. If you want speed and clarity, rule details can get sacrificed for a clean visual punch. Gettysburg's numbers.
This is Gettysburg. This is where they fought the Battle of Gettysburg. 50,000 men died right here on this field, fighting the same fight that we're still fighting amongst ourselves.
Coach Boone's Gettysburg talk is one of the movie's signature scenes. He uses history to demand unity from the team. The problem is the line about over 50,000 men losing their lives there. The more accurate framing is about 50,000 total casualties, not deaths. It is a wording issue, but it changes the claim. Casualties includes wounded and missing, while died is a more narrow count. The speech still hits its emotional target. The statistic, though, became another detail viewers argue about after they hit pause. The shotgun time warp.
Shotgun? Who they think they are, the New York Jets?
In the championship game, the opponent runs a shotgun offense, and the Titans' assistant coach reacts like he's seeing a modern pro concept. He even connects it to the New York Jets. The issue is that the shotgun was not a common NFL look in that era, and many accounts note it was largely absent from pro playbooks until later. That makes the recognition feel too contemporary, like the script is using a reference that sounds right to audiences who grew up with shotgun football. It's a small anachronism, but it's a telling one. The movie wants the play to feel advanced, even if 1971 context says otherwise. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you see in that sunshine throw when you slow it down? Do you think the ball's miss then hit feeling comes from mismatched angles, a tricky bounce, or something else? And which one of these Titans goof irritates you the most? Let us know in the comments section.